Good morning, outdoor artist. And behind me, you'll see the results of a windstorm we had yesterday. And this is just part of the results. I believe what happened is the tree in the background blew down first and then took the second one with it. So we've got two trees down here, these oak trees. I'm not sure exactly how tall they are, but probably at least 50 or 60 feet tall. And got a couple of things here you can show you. This one is up around maybe 13 or 14 inches in diameter, and I've got the compass here just to show that the tree is aligned pretty much. This is west here, so the wind came in from the west, and the reason I'm showing you that is I'm going to show you several other trees that blew down, and I'm interested to see whether that wind direction is pretty similar, because it looks to me just from the naked eye that that wind came in pretty strongly from the same direction. The Weather Service reported winds of 60 miles an hour in the region, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what did these in, but I'll continue on the tour and show you some of the other destruction. Here we are at tree number 2. I believe this one is a popple, as my dad used to call it, or poplar, I believe maybe is the correct term. Either way, it's down. And you can see under this root ball it came down. It's pretty wet in under there. So once you get that wet soil, it's tough when you get a high wind. This one is probably longer than the other one, the last one. And I'm just noticing now that partway down the trunk, it looks like the pileated woodpeckers have started at some point in the past, maybe even raised a family in there, I'm not sure, but that's a definite sign of a pileated woodpecker at work, making a nice home. That's over with. And this one, I put the compass on as I did the last one, and you can see this one is actually more of a southwest orientation. So west would be here, this one's a little bit of southwest, so slightly different. And diameter wise, this one is bigger. This one's probably close to 16 inches in diameter, at least at this point. So this is a big bruiser, and that is tree number 2. Well, here we are at the third site. I believe I mistakenly called that last tree number 2. It was actually tree number 3, because the first site had 2 oaks down, making that last poplar tree number 3. So this is tree number 4, and this has got quite a little pond underneath it, which accounts for a lot of the weakness in the situation. You can see it goes pretty long. This one may be the tallest of the bunch, even though it's not the biggest in diameter. This one's probably 60 or 70 feet down through there. And in terms of the direction of the fall, this one's due west, clearly. And then the diameter of this is about just about 14 inches. So it's a pretty good size tree, and it completely blocks up the quarry road here, and then the spur road I have up through the woods pretty much puts those out of commission. So got to get this one out of there for multiple reasons. So that is tree number 4, and then we'll keep going on the tree tour. Well, here we are with trees 5 and 6, the last of the bunch. And this first one that you see with the woodpecker holes in it, as I was looking at this and going up the trunk, I wondered, well, where is the base? As it turns out, this tree, the base is right here, and it snapped off about, I'd estimate, 20 or 25 feet in the air. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let's see if I get back up a little bit here. So it snapped off up there, let's call it 25 feet. And on the way down, it took out some limbs here. I don't know what those are. And then it took out this birch tree below it, the white birch, paper birch. And then also this one. I don't even know what this little one is. It's gone now. And once again, you'll see the direction is right out of the west. So that completes the grouping that are all pretty much out of the west. That wind came in, pretty strongly out of the west, and I don't know what the velocity is, as I said, but the Weather Service said it was up to 60 mile an hour gusts, so it probably is about correct. If this section of the tree, it's only about 7 inches. The trunk itself is obviously bigger than that, but it snapped off, so I'm not going to bother to measure the base since that didn't snap off. But it's a smaller one. Now, to summarize this, I don't mind cutting trees. You've seen me out here before. In fact, my last video was using the chainsaw to cut some trees, but this is a little much. I've got other things to do besides spend the spring cutting out trees, so I've hired a service to come in and help me with this operation. They'll do the assessment on Friday. This is Wednesday, so day after tomorrow. They'll do the assessment and give me an estimate on what it's going to cost to get these out of here. Now, one of the advantages we have here is, unlike a tree that falls maybe in your yard, you'd want if they put it in the chipper, you'd want those chippings hauled away. But here, you really can take the chippings and just throw them into the woods because they just decay there and make a nice mulch. So I'm not as worried about hauling away the chippings, which actually reduces the cost for the tree company, since they don't have to worry about hauling anything out. The bigger ones down there, all they have to do is cut those up into firewood length and leave them as is, so they don't have to haul those away either. So from their perspective, it's less work, and I'm hopeful that it shows up in the cost. But I'll let you know what they end up estimating and how that goes. But for now, this is the Outdoor Artist, and I'm signing off.